Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be joined by Cody Emerson, a family law attorney at Emerson Valentine. Cody, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
All right. So quick legal disclaimer. We are not giving any legal advice on this podcast. Cody is in the state of Florida. If you are not in the state of Florida, seek counsel where you are. And special thanks to Robert Lehman, the financial advisor who introduced us. Cody, let's go back in time a little bit. What inspired you to go to law school in the first place?
So funny enough, I think that I've always known that I wanted to be an attorney, I didn't know exactly what type of law I wanted to do. But as a kid, my elementary school teacher told my mom I was either going to be an attorney or a politician. And I ended up hating politics. So here I am.
All right. And then how did you arrive at the practice area of law that you are practicing now, which I know you do a number of different things, but I believe the main focus is family law.
Correct. So I kind of fell into it. I loved it. I'm great at it. So it kind of just stuck. Coming out of law school in 2013, there wasn't a whole lot of jobs available. So I ended up working with another attorney who practiced solely family law, and it ended up working out to where he moved away. I took over a couple of his clients, and then he couldn't handle the cold of Massachusetts, so he moved back, and we partnered up, and now we've been partners since 2017.
Congratulations. So who is a typical client for you? I know it varies, but on the family law side, what are the majority of the folks you're helping?
So primarily it would be obviously someone going through a divorce, whether it's an initial divorce, whether it's a modification of the parenting plan or, enforcement of the marital settlement agreement after the divorce is finalized. But ideally, somebody who's going through a divorce with assets and children who can't seem to agree, whether it's they can't agree on one small thing or they can't agree on anything. Those are the people who are my ideal clients, because if they were able to agree, then I wouldn't have a job.
Right. Absolutely right. That makes total sense. So what are some of the most common mistakes you see them making that then you get to help them with?
So generally speaking, whenever a client first hires me, if it's the beginning of the case and nothing's been filed, they'll want to move a bunch of money out of a joint account into an account in their own name, because either they think the other person's going to take all of it, or they think that that's what they're supposed to do to protect themselves. So that's a big mistake from the get-go. I mean, I generally tell people that, if anything, you should only take half of the money, because that's what you'd be entitled to. Another common mistake is when people have children, when two divorcing parents have children together, they will move in with their in-laws or move in with a friend or something, and then not allow the other person to have time sharing or see the kids, talk to the kids. And that's not only bad in the sense of, the court looks down upon that, but it's also bad for the children because they need both parents. There's some instances where there's alleged domestic violence on one or the other party, but unless it's abuse towards the kids, there definitely needs to be some time sharing or some phone calls, video chat at an absolute minimum, at least until we can get to mediation or get some kind of temporary settlement agreement.
What about, there's been a lot of trends in the family law space in terms of like collaborative law, collaborative divorce. What are your kind of opinions on that?
So I approach every case as if it's a collaborative case. My goal is to find some kind of agreement that the parties can reach. And if, you're not approaching it like that as an attorney, then you're not doing anybody a favor. In fact, you're doing your client and yourself a discredit because, you're only charging them more money, which is going to make them not trust you and then hire somebody else who's actually going to try and work out a deal. But as far as the collaborative process goes, I believe in it, but I also think that you need two reasonable parties in order to be able to actually have a collaborative divorce. If one person or the other is not willing to be reasonable, then collaborative is just going to be a waste of time, in my opinion. I mean, I know that my partner's a big advocate for it, and he is actually certified as a collaborative divorce attorney. But in my opinion, again, unless you have two parties who are really close to getting something done already, then you should just go ahead and file the case, go to mediation, because mediation, you're supposed to be working towards a collaborative settlement anyway. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting a bunch of time and money, in my opinion. But again, it works for some people, but it's definitely not for everybody.
You've been doing this a long time. What have you learned about why relationships don't work out?
So I get asked that a lot, as far as, I'm married. We have a baby on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the call.
People ask me, as a divorce attorney, does that scare you away from marriage or having kids? And honestly, I think it's the exact opposite. If anything, it's taught me how to be a better husband, and hopefully how to be a good father. But I would say that it's definitely helped teach me what to do and what not to do. I think the biggest mistake, or the most common issue, is finances and communication. And I think, anybody can tell you that, but I've seen it firsthand. Whether and the financial aspect of it leads to mistrust because one person's spending too much money or hiding money, which leads to distrust between the parties. Otherwise, miscommunication or lack of communication, not expressing how you're feeling and just hoping that the other person can guess why you're upset. I think that counseling for anybody, any couple, is beneficial, even if it's just to open the door for communication.
That makes a lot of sense. You've worked with a lot of couples over the years. What has been most surprising to you?
What has been most surprising? I mean, people ask me all the time, what's the craziest case I've ever seen and stuff like that. And it's, I can never think of anything in that moment. I don't know if anything has surprised me. There's been some crazy cases, with crazy facts. But okay, so one thing that I would say that has definitely surprised me is when clients hire me, pay me a lot of money, and then don't listen to me. Don't take my advice. And I tell all my clients this because it's true. If my clients would listen to my advice and actually do what I tell them to do, their case is going to go a lot easier, a lot quicker, because they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that benefits everybody. But whenever, and it blows my mind that people will pay me so much money and then do the exact opposite of what I tell them to do. And, I'm just like, why did you even hire me in the first place if you're not going to listen to what I'm telling you?
How do your clients find you?
Generally, it's word of mouth, former clients, online Google search. We have Facebook page. We have a website. I would say generally our website or through a Google search is how most of our clients find us. But word of mouth and from a former client is huge. Our reviews on our Google page and on our website are stellar, because my partner Bob Valentine and I are great attorneys, and we like to treat our we treat our clients with respect, and we don't run the bill up to try and make more money. We try and get their cases settled for them, and that a former client telling somebody else, oh, go call Cody and Bob, is going to go a lot further than just a Google search. But it's Google and word of mouth.
With all the success you've achieved, what's your biggest challenge now?
Finding the time to do anything else. I'm looking to get into personal injury as well, but it's tough whenever you have a full caseload. And like I said, I got a baby on the way, so it's going to be tough to figure out that good work-life balance. I think that's going to be my biggest challenge in the next 12 months or so, over the next 12 months. But other than that, I've been working my butt off for the past, 8 years on this, and growing our practice, and, getting to the point where we are right now. And now it's just a matter of maintaining and expanding, hiring, another attorney, getting more business in. That's always a challenge.
Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you do?
Honestly, I love helping families who are, when a client comes to me and feels lost and hopeless, like this is never going to end, or, they feel stuck in a situation or in a relationship, and I, give them legal advice. And, I can't tell you how many times I've just had a consultation with somebody, and, 5 seconds after we get done with the consultation, they'll say, man, I can't tell you how much better I feel, after speaking with you. Like, I just feel a big relief lifted off me, and, that feels good.
Absolutely. For our folks who are watching and listening and who are in your neck of the woods, where is the best place for them to go to learn more about you?
So our website, stpetersburgdivorceattorney.com or emersonvalentine.com. They both take you to the same place. But our website has a lot about, in our bios about my partner, Bob Valentine, and I, and the services that we offer is all set out there. I also do a little bit of landlord tenant work, but like I said, I'm also trying to get into personal injury. But our website would be the best place to go. Or we also have an office in Largo and an office in St. Pete, and there's somebody generally at both. So if they wanted to swing by and chat, we could always set something up with that too.
All right. Well, this has been Seth Greene with Cody Emerson of Emerson Valentine in St. Petersburg, and then St. Petersburg divorce attorney. Cody, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Seth. I really appreciate having me on.
Thanks everybody for watching or listening. Thanks again to Cody for being here, and Bob Lehman, financial advisor, for introducing us. We will talk to you or see you next time.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.